Aloha and good morning. It is said over the last, thousands of years that this time that we are living right now is to be the age of the revealing. All secrets to be revealed at this time is the time right now. So if we actually look at the games as constellations, and the constellations, as we know, are the quadrants of the zodiac. Some people call it the Mazzaroth, but these are different constellations in 12 different sectors. And each of the constellations, if you look up the ancient findings on how this works, is they all have a different energy and or a different game that we play. We first just played a little while ago the Age of Taurus, the Age of Singularity. Then we played the next age, 2012 years, the Age of Duality, the Age of Death, Plunder, Rape, Murder, Scarcity, Sin, Sorrow, Sacrifice. Okay, that's a game. And that constellation's the constellation of Pisces, the twin fish fighting each other. That was the game that we played really well, but I think we're all tired of it now. And the next game, of course, when we look on the constellation scale, is the one that we are in at this time and or have just edged ourselves into, the constellation of Aquarius. Some people call it the water bear. I call it the energy bear. And energy is information, and information is, those are the secrets that'll be revealed. So the Age of Aquarius is, remember, the mantra of the Age of Pisces was duality, and the mantra of the Age of Aquarius is triality. Tri, from duality, remember, was Pisces, and Taurus was singularity. Look how much we've grown. So, if this is true, and we are becoming more complete, more authentic, more human, then we're going to have to do some catching up to do right now. Remember, the Age of Duality is over, but it's still dwindling on right now. We still have many different systems that have been paralyzing the grip of playing the game well. War, plunder, famine, fighting, capitalism, religions, everybody fighting with each other under the name of whatever you wanted to blame it on. The war of drugs, the war of terror, the war of anything that you can actually do war with. So we're tired of war. We're tired of warring with ourselves. We're tired of warring with the animals and plant kingdom of the planet. So if we're going to live in triality from duality, then that means that we all got to get along. The problem with duality was, we didn't have to figure out how to play the game, is because they showed us how to play the game, how to live in the system of scarcity, money, politics, control, secrets. Remember, there was the Age of Secrets, duality. Then, once you get to the next layer, the Age of Tryality, and of course, duality means both sides of the brains are not communicating with each other. So you have to pick a side, Democrat, Republican, love, hate, just power, love, all the different types of dichotomies, or as the yin and yang will show you. So triality is a different symbol. It's a blending of mind, body, spirit, or nature, whatever you want to call it, but it's a blending of these different energies, so we can get not our sanity, but we can get our bearings with our new compass. Triality would be us becoming more connected with ourselves, more connected with our resources, and we're talking about the earth, the creatures of the earth, the water, the fire, the air, the ethers, is all to be understood. Not only to be understood, but also to be able to use, to be able to live. Remember, triality. You're not here to fight anything. We're not here to fight the planet, because we've been not only fighting ourselves, but we've had a war on nature. for the last 2012 years. A war on nature. Just from currently the Roundup, currently the GMOs, a war on nature, changing the genetic code of all the different heirloom species on the planet. That's a war with nature. Remember, we're here as stewards when we really wake up. Okay? We're here as Earth stewards, and an Earth steward is a Tryality type of program, not duality. It's a Tryality program. And a Tryality program is very smart. Why? Is because now you're connected with everything and anything, and you see the beauty of life in every breath and everywhere you look. Everywhere. So what a feeling to be able to not fight anything anymore, not to wake up in the morning and have to kill another sentient being. Remember, Tryality means you're going to have to get along. Now, duality was written for us. It was pushed into us so we could learn hate before we learn love. So, if that's the case, well, Tryality has not been written into the code yet, the genetic code. We are the ones we've been waiting for to be able to write the new genetic code, and that would be Tryality. Remember, to evolve or suffer is the question. It's just real simple. We should all go ahead and see that we're done with the duality game, and we should also really realize that the ancients were right. We are in the transformation stage right now from what you could say from caterpillar to butterfly. Okay? Remember, the caterpillar is the duality. It's fighting with everything. It's eating and destroying everything. We, since the 1987 to 2012 time, that was humanity that has cocooned itself and started the metamorphosis. Started the metamorphosis into the butterfly. And remember, the caterpillar makes a cocoon, encapsulates itself, and liquefies its DNA. Liquefies its DNA to become reborn again in a new genetic code. This is the symbolism of this new constellation. The constellation of love and power as one. The constellation of becoming more of an authentic Earth steward. Because why? Because you're connected now to yourself, connected to the planet, connected to a lot of things. So that means that now you see what you're supposed to be able to do is protect and serve. The planet, the creatures, the people, everybody is supposed to protect and serve. So this is a beautiful thing. What a new game we're walking into. The only problem is that we're gonna have to learn how to evolve. Not only just the way we think and the way we act, but actually the way our DNA is. There are many programs for you to follow to be able to step up to the next layer of health, wealth, and happiness. And that's fine, but once you really see the big picture, to become more human means you have to actually become more conductive to the three-strand possibility of you becoming 3 strands of DNA from 2 strands of duality. 3 strands of DNA would be, maybe we'll be closer to Lord Buddha, Krishna, Orion, or Master Jesus Ananda Ben-Hur, Jesus Christ. All of these maybe 3-strand, 3rd-strand beings that maybe we're not gods, but maybe we're just future humans, humans of the future. Look what we can become. This is why I've put together the terrain modification protocols. These protocols will change your life because you're gonna practice reasonable and logical things that I've done, and thousands, tens of thousands of people, actually hundreds of thousands of people around the planet help us, called work in progress, these what I call jewels of you learning how to be able to become more complete. And that may be detoxing the body, that may be remineralizing the body, that may be learning about the sun, may be, well, just practicing music, or doing a lot of the different varieties of departments that we have called terrain modification. This is a evolutionary type school where you're going to actually start to evolve. And you start to evolve by getting smarter and by putting practices in your world that would make big sense. Big sense, just like skin cleaning, okay? With our alcohol potions that we have. Never use the alcohol dry, follow the protocols, and watch the videos that we have on Earther Academy. There's lots of, again, jewels of information, cutting edge information for you to be able to step up. We have hundreds of products on Earthshift products, and this is again to step up your play to getting away from GMOs, putting minerals back in your body, putting liquids back in your body, okay? These are minerals, okay? Those are minerals that I put in my water all the time, magnesium, with 80 trace minerals. These are essentials for your body to become a conductive being, for your DNA to be able to advance itself. It needs conductivity. It needs to be clean also. The body, remember, is your church. This is the age of the revealing. So you just found out your body's a church. So what are you going to do? You're going to repent to yourself and clean this mess up. Clean the body up. Clean the church up. Once you clean the church up, you're going to reset the mind. You're going to be able to actually reprogram the software and make space in your hardware for more information, which is knowledge and power, to go into your system that you know that in time you will want to share. Sharing information is the power of knowledge. The power of knowledge, of course, once practiced, is wisdom. So once we find out that things really do have efficacy or repeatable truth, then we'll want to share these ideas with other people, and that's where we're at today. Again, Earthshift products, we sell everything wholesale. My family lets me do this company so we could run the largest clinical study of its kind for people to be able to clean up their act easily, efficiently, and economically. Okay, remember, it's trading out your perfumes, synthetics, okay, all the different things that basically would be an upgrade or an enhancement or an optimization. What's wrong with that? Learning the protocols, practices, and principles, okay, to evolve, not devolve. Remember, you're going to have to make the choice, and the choice is real simple. We already know what it is. It's either singularly and also collectively evolve, and that's not easy to evolve, let me tell you. It takes awareness, and it takes guts and courage to be able to break out of the shell. Okay, so it's either evolve, and Eckhart Tolle says die, but I say, well, dying's the easy way out. It's evolve or suffer. That's the question right now. Evolve or suffer. If you evolve, you're going to have to spend time away from a lot of the things that maybe are making you suffer. Maybe that are making you sick. Okay? You're going to learn a new food source. Going to put in more pure foods, liquids, remineralize the body, regrow back your gut wall flora, which is 90% of your genetic material in your body. So it'd be pretty smart to take care of your military. Okay, and your military, remember, is your immune system. So all this is very simple. I've been doing this for 35 years. Hundreds of thousands of patients, okay, that have followed these protocols. Okay, and it's all been a work in progress. These protocols now are, as our last group said, at our Hawaiian medical fasting retreats in Hawaii. You come up for 21 days, and we reset the body and mind. And they said that this is the most cutting-edge retreat they've ever been to. Cutting-edge set of integrational therapies put together to be able to really make change, not just physically, not just mentally, not just emotionally, and most likely, that's right, you'll cry. Okay? Why? When you release, you are gaining. You let go is only to make space. So the fasting that we do is basically very miraculous. And I'm jumping around a little bit here because the picture's big. Okay, the fasting is miraculous because what it does is it gives your body not only a rest, okay, of toxicity, of just breaking down food, substances, and so forth, breaking down everything, but it gets a chance to go into a reverse state of ketosis. Ketosis is where the body runs out of glucose and it starts to eat itself. It starts to eat the garbage, the debris, okay? And then, of course, utilizing these ideas, we add on several different integrative advanced therapies. They're simple by themselves, but when you add them all up together and stack them, okay, now you've got yourself a program. So this program is beautiful because you should see the parasites that come out of people. We've got some, last time, about 3-footers, 2 and 3 foot demons that come out of people. Okay, once you fast, you dry out the system, and then once you start to flush it out, dissolve, wash, and then you have space to renutrify. Okay, it is very important for people to stop eating flesh for at least 6 months to give their parasitic load a break of beautiful, powerful fuel for them to take you over. All flesh is loaded full of parasites if it's commercially grown. Commercially, agriculturally grown, fed corn, fed all different types of weird hormones, antibiotics, vaccines, every one of them. Okay? You eat this, and everything that's in that flesh goes into your flesh. Everything. Okay, the genetically modified potentials in the flesh, because of the foods that the genetically modified food went into the body, went into the bacteria, and genetically modifies everything and doesn't stop. So this is a big problem. You eat the genetically modified foods and or the flesh, and you start getting genetically modified yourself. It's just the way it is. So you can genetically modify yourself back to yourself, or back to the self that you never were, but you need to follow some protocols. Remember, it's a supernatural lifestyle. Supernatural. It's a 180-day commitment for you to wake up just to be able to play a new game. I'm going to play a game right now, and I'm going to say that my body, because I just found that out, it's the age of the revealing, is a church. It's my temple, and I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to clean up my church so I can actually get clarity, and I can have my temples, okay, left and right, start to control my body instead of my body controlling my temples. Okay, my church controlling the temple. The temple is the highest form of your organization, and that's the supercomputer of yourself. Remember, our sanity is to take left and right hemispheres and make them one. That's sanity, not 2 different brains working at different times and fighting each other all the time. Remember, this is the age of Tryality, not the age of duality. So we need to learn exercising that will train the brains to become more of a equanimitable unit. Okay, this is the power of the new human, I call an earther. From earthling, from caterpillar, to earther, butterfly. What a thought, huh? Wow. If that's the case, even if it's symbology in your mind, you do have the chance to evolve or suffer. It's either way. There is no waiting around anymore. It's the red pill or the blue pill, just like in the movie The Matrix. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Watch all of them. It is a choice at this time that you need to make for yourself and your family. It is a choice that you need to make for yourself, your family, and how you're going to act with the rest of the planet. Since you're a guest on the planet, remember right now, a guest. Nobody owns the planet, nobody owns the land, nobody owns anything. We're all guests here. And since we have a neocortex is a higher form of, well, neocortex means new brain. Animals don't have neocortexes. But since we do, that means we're supposed to be a little more intelligent than, well, animals that maybe are on a program or on an instinct. But maybe the neocortex is our biggest problem, is because maybe we're confused and we really don't know what to do. So if you're confused at this time, it's only because your body's super toxic. Take your clothes off again and give yourself an examination by yourself. Look at yourself. Remember, your skin is paper thin. It's transparent. Body, the skin is very thin. Very thin. It's transparent. It's like saran wrap. Everything below the tissue of the skin to the muscle. If you can't see through it, and it's hard for people to grab this, it's got toxicity or sick tissue, or clogged tissue, or tissue that has what we call critters. Some of the critters are good in our body, and most of them are not. So the name of the game is to be able to evolve. And if you don't want to evolve, then, well, just remember, suffering doesn't stop. Suffering is what I see everybody doing at this time right now. 100 million diabetics suffering in the United States. 100 million obese people suffering in the United States. Why? Because they're obese. They're toxic. Okay? They're not following the rules. They're not following the rules. If not, they wouldn't be obese. You wouldn't be diabetic. You wouldn't have cancer, sickness, depression, okay? Irritable bowel syndrome, no matter what it is. Not following the rules. And it's not just food. Remember, it's a lot of other things. A lot of other things. So learn the terrain modification protocols, and some of the things you have to learn is about electrical magnetic fields, extremely low frequency fields, the frequency fence, Wi-Fi, super Wi-Fi. You need to understand, not the physics of it, but you need to understand the power of it. Okay? Negotiate, don't fight. There's no reason to fight anything. But you do need to be able to, this is the age of the revealing. So it's time to watch documentaries that many people have gone out of their way to share with you for free on YouTube. Cancel your cable subscription. Okay, cancel it. And then watch a documentary a day. Okay? On where your foods comes from. The companies that are running the world. Politics. Interdimensionality. UFOs. The possibility of a flat earth. Investigate GMOs. Investigate vaccinations. Investigate assassinations. Investigate war. Investigate money. Show yourself what it needs to see in the age of the revealing. Remember, we've all had the wool pulled over our eyes, okay? And the wool pulled over our eyes is pretty, well, revealing. And the only way I can say is, remember when you were 7, 8 years old, when you believed in Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, okay, and whatever else, monsters in your closet, okay, by the time you got to a certain age, okay, a lot of things were shattered. Why? Because those beliefs, those truths, okay, became lies. They became deceptions. And this is how you're going to feel again. Remember, but know that this is the age of the revealing. And the game we just came from was the Age of Duality, so don't get all weird. Don't feel like you were taken advantage of. It's only because, remember, like Albert Einstein said, you want to change the world, and you change the consciousness that let it get there. This is the time for us to be able to change our awareness. Consciousness is what we'll talk about, but you can't talk about it until you get some. Awareness is what we're going to have at this time. And again, the constellation of Aquarius demands us to reveal all secrets at this time on free energy, on health, sickness, corruption, okay? All of the what you'd call behind the scenes games to make us so we fight with each other over nothing but power, okay? And money that doesn't even exist. Remember, they're just numbers in a bank. There is no money. It's plastic and paper, just like when you go to the grocery store. But we all have given ourselves the master religion. No matter what religion you have, the religion that we all follow, not only most of the religions, remember, are blood cult. Okay, they want you to drink blood. They want you to sacrifice. Okay, but the biggest religion on the planet, the number one that all of us follow, atheists, everybody, is money. Monai, the one, mono, I, manai, money, dinero, okay? Gachaka, okay, all different names for it. Soles, okay? Every country's got a different name for this, well, demon. Paper and plastic, remember, has no value. It's only the value that we give it, working 5 days a week, sitting in a chair 9 hours a day. Remember, our job now is to work for the planet, not work against ourselves. It's to work for the planet, worked for the planet, and since everybody lives on the planet, everybody should be working for everybody and everything on the planet. It's just really simple. See, once we awaken enough to be able to see this true authenticity of ourselves, then the first thing we're going to want to do is become this human, this earther, or as a community, Eartharians. We've just opened up the new foundation. It's called Earther Foundation. And this foundation is for us to be able to evolve together and participate, to share the secrets, the lies, the deceptions, and of course the truths with one another. Remember, it is the age of the revealing. A lot of the revealing is not going to be so, well, maybe not fun. Maybe the revealing is going to be so ugly for your mind that you're going to have to be able to, well, put aside and not feel that you've been hoodwinked. Remember, you are in the game of duality. Everything was a lie. Everything is backwards. Everything we know is backwards. Everything. Isn't it so? So in the age of Tryality, the first thing is you have to be able to see how everyone has had the condom pulled over their head. They're called a schmo. Okay? The Jewish people call them schmucks. Okay? No, it's a condom over our head. Why? Because we couldn't see. Now you're getting a closer seat on the theater that's playing for everybody. And the closer you can get to the front row, the more you'll see the people in the theater sweating. You'll even hear everything, okay? You'll even hear them have pass gas. So when you're far back in the orchestra, like maybe 20,000 people back in a music festival, you don't even know those are people there. They look like ants. But the closer you get, the more you get a chance to see the theater or the charade. So the closer you can become to the game is only because the game wants to show you how genius it's been. Don't feel bad just because you got the wool pulled over your eyes. We all did. Doesn't matter. Remember, part of the game is to be able to see what doesn't make sense anymore. And it did serve the game, and the game that served prior was the Age of Duality. Remember, we've left that age, and now we're in the age of Tryality. And Tryality, remember, means you have to evolve. And duality, you suffered. So quit suffering. It's done. It's over. The only suffering you're going to do is upon yourself, only because of ignorance. And after a while, if the information's there, it's not ignorance anymore, it's stupidity. And stupidity leads to deception within your own self. And deception within your own self leads to destruction between everything and everything that you are truly a part of. So it's time to wake up, as they say. Smell the roses. Why? Is because now you'll be connected to them and you'll actually see them. It's not even so much smelling the coffee anymore. You'll smell the rose. The rose, remember, has 33 petals to it. This is our job, to become 33 cycles per second. And if we look at that scientifically, that means that both sides of the brain on a EEG, okay, or ECG, electroencephalogram, EEG, this shows the brain activity, okay, and we go over this in lectures. 0 to 4 is delta, okay, it's sleeping. 5 to 8 is theta. 6.66 cycles on an EEG is orgasm, okay. 8 cycles, 7.5 cycles is food, okay. 11 cycles is both brains working as one, okay. When you smoke a little marijuana, that's what happens. Okay, 33 cycles on this machine that measures brain activity is when the brain goes in perfect organization with both sides. 33 cycles per second. And if you look that up, you'll see that Christ consciousness is 33 cycles per second. Scientifically, this is what we want to become, 33. Just like the Masons and all the secret societies use the word 33. 33 is a very special number when you look it up. Study that. Put up the secrets of the number 33 and just Google that and see what you come up with. Okay, we got a lot of work to do, not only with ourselves, but once we get to a certain level, then it's time to share your your wisdom. Your wisdom can only be shared if you practice and realize the truth with your realize that there is a better way to live. There is a better way to see life. There is a better way just to be able to feel life. It should be blissful. It should be ecstatic. Remember, you have life. You're breathing. And you're actually breathing without even breathing. Remember? It breathes. You can breathe, but it breathes you. Breathe. That's you. But it breathes you. So remember, there is something here we have to understand. The miracle of life is nature, as the Egyptians call it, naturi. Okay? This is the nature spirits. They're all around us all the time. So let's please really evolve and become the earth stewards by taking care of the plants, the animals, the creatures, and everything that is part of Sophia. And Sophia is another name for Gaia. It's a female, beautiful, very abundant, very loving, very nurturing energy, as the earth does for us, doesn't it? Okay? Mother Earth and Father Sky. Okay. The inspiration that we're trying to say is that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Do not think there's not. We're here to be able to share with each other where we need to go, is only because our mind sees this as a better game than the game that we were playing before, which was destruction. It is time to reconstruct yourself internally, and then you'll want to reconstruct the planet. You want to reconstruct the energy systems, reconstruct the food systems, the learning systems, everything. Remember, it's all secrets to be revealed. We are living in a time right now that is so special, so, please take advantage of that. This time is so special right now. It is the time, remember, for us to be able to go through the transformation, the metamorphosis, the life transformation series of yourself. Wow. All I can do is show you mine, and that's what Earther Academy is about. Learn everything and share your protocols that you've put together. Share the advancement, okay, of what you've become. Okay, there you go. Have fun evolving, or, well, learn enough to stop suffering and turn the boat around and start going the other way. Start going the other way. And if you don't know how to, then find others that are, well, going the other way. Makes sense only when you start to go the other way, because you start to find out that this is the right way. And the right way is love and power in one complete unit. That's the way we're going. Not love only, not power only. It's love and power. That's Tryality. Okay, remember, like I said, you've graduated from duality, so please do not fight yourself. Do not fight the system. If you're in the military, then why wouldn't you put your weapons down? What are you fighting for? The energy we're fighting for, it's all free. Remember, there's thousands of free energy patents that will be revealed. Plasma generators, gravitational wave generators, okay? All these different types of energies that we will be able to use for free. Why? Because it is free, and it is our right to be able to take care of the planet in exchange of free energy, free labor. No need to go ahead and tax you for what? Who came up with that slavery? Remember, the suffering is done. The system needs to change. And we will write the new program. The new program. One last thing. Here's a rewriting of the program. If we're going to work in the future, the way we're going to work 3.5 days that make sense to the planet, to ourselves, to everything around us. And we're going to take off 3.5 days so we can actually enjoy and evolve. Okay? That's power and love. So, that's a new DNA encodement. You don't have to follow the rules of 5 days a week, all the taxes and everything. Why? It's because that's the old system. Remember, we're here to write the new system. We are the ones we have been waiting for. And if you haven't heard that before, put that into your head. And then, of course, take action. Call to action to yourself. Okay. Aloha.